Today I'm going to cut through the noise. Forget the campaign rallies, the slogans, the finger pointing. Numbers don't lie. And the numbers right now, they're painting a brutal picture of Trump's second term economy. So the August jobs report, just 22,000 jobs added. That's it. In a country of 330 million people. That number is barely a pulse. And when you look back at June, revised into the red, an actual loss of 13,000 jobs. That is the first time that we have seen that kind of monthly job loss since the pandemic in 2020. Are you freaking kidding me? Revisions like this aren't a fluke. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, or the BLS, routinely adjusts earlier numbers to get the real picture. And this year, they found that from April 2024 to March 2025, the economy added 911,000 fewer jobs than originally reported. That's not a typo. Nearly 1 million jobs just vanished from the books. Meanwhile, unemployment is up to 4.3%, the highest in 4 years. That doesn't sound huge until you realize that that's hundreds of thousands of people losing work, while another 6.4 million people want a job but aren't even counted in the official unemployment rate. Those people don't qualify under technical definition, but they're out there, sidelined and invisible. The labor force participation rate is sliding too. Only about 62.3% of working age Americans are in the labor market. That means fewer people working, fewer people spending, and a shrinking tax base to fund, well, everything. Now here's where it gets political and dangerous. Trump fired the commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics after July's report came in weak and the revisions cut even deeper. Fired for doing her job. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because the numbers didn't fit his narrative. He called them rigged. That's the same BLS that has been crunching the nation's economic data since 1884. If presidents start firing truth tellers because the numbers are bad, well then what happens next? Do we start getting fake jobs reports? Political propaganda instead of real data? That's how you lose trust, not just in the government, but in the economy itself. Let's zoom in. Manufacturing lost about 12,000 jobs just in August alone, with a net loss of 78,000 this year. Federal employment dropped by 97,000 jobs since January. The only real bright spot, healthcare. It added about 31,000 jobs last month. But that's not nearly enough to offset the losses elsewhere. So if you're in factories, if you're in federal service, if you're in a small town that rely on neither, you're feeling the pinch. You're feeling it hard. Weak job growth isn't just a headline. It means less bargaining power for workers. It means higher risk for layoffs. It means businesses hold back on investment because they're watching consumer demand stall out. And when consumer demand slows, you know what happens. The cycle feeds itself. Less hiring, more layoffs, more revisions down the line. And tariffs, immigration crackdowns, trade wars, they might play well on TV. But they also scare employers, jam up supply chains, and add costs. Now that's even more reasons for businesses not to hire. So what do the numbers say about Trump's second term? They say the economy is sputtering. They say that trust in our data is under attack. They say working Americans, the people who depend on steady jobs and honest numbers, are getting caught in crossfire of politics and policy experiments. The slogans may say America first, but the math says workers last. Because here's the truth. You can fire the messenger. You can spin the headlines, but you can't hide the reality forever. The numbers always come back around. And right now, they're telling us something that we need to hear. The economy is not working for the American people. So just don't take the sound bites. Look at the numbers. Ask the questions. And remember, if the numbers don't look good for those that are in power, that's not your fault. That's their record. And they owe you better. I live in a big city and I can't even find a job. I've been looking for a job for about 2 months now. And nothing. There's nothing in my zip code. Nothing. For a big city. So I can't imagine what it's like in the rural areas. It must be, I'm sure it's much worse. So there's the numbers, folks. There you have it. Good or bad, it is what it is, right? So hang in there, everybody. We still got, another 3.5 years of this? More coming.